Hey YouTube. Well, today I wanted to show you guys a very huge truck that I probably look really awkward driving. This is a brand new 2012 F-350. Basically the Super Duty. It's above the F-150. It's a huge truck, and it was updated for 2011. That's something that I didn't really research much until I started working for Ford. But this one does have the 6.7 liter Power Stroke diesel, basically the V8 that's designed in-house by Ford. And it does run on B20, which is like a mixture of biodiesel, I think. I don't even really know. It's like 20% biodiesel, 80% regular diesel, I guess. Now this one is a Lariat trim, four-wheel drive. It's almost top of the line. It's missing navigation, certain other things. Even though it's amazing because even though the F350 or the Super Duties were redesigned in 2011, the back end still looks pretty similar to the really old models. Just the taillights are different. And you can see there's this truck is huge. I mean, it rides really high up. It's really cumbersome to drive. But I mean, for truck guys, and then even the fuel door is massive. Okay, there's the diesel exhaust fluid. Okay. Even the fuel door is huge. I'd hate to fill up the gas tank on this beast. But I guess if you really need a truck, like to tow something, then this is what you need to get. Now, I'm trying to figure out the differences between the 250s, the 350s, and the 450s, and I think it mostly has to do with payload and towing capacities. This one will tow a maximum of 17,500 pounds, while the 250 does 14,000 pounds. The payload max for this one is 7,000 pounds, while the 250 is 4,000 pounds. And you can see these trucks are pretty expensive, and they're not required to be rated by the EPA. This one has a sticker of 57,230. And it's not even fully optioned. This one doesn't have nav, so you can't, or backup camera, I don't think. I'll have to double check that. But you can option up these trucks to be in the mid-60s easily. And there you can see these big equal sign of a grill. It really does look like an equal sign. And I really hope Ford eventually fixes these. I mean, like, the F-150 doesn't have it anymore, but, like, I know this is a truck, but I don't really like how there's a gap right there between the headlight and the bumper, but this is a truck. It has an independent front suspension, I think. Maybe not. I'm not sure. I know the F-150 does. I think the Super Duty may not. And a live axle in the back, because it's a truck, after all. Anyways, here's the interior. Glad this one has the side step, because you really need it to get into this vehicle. It's huge. And for a diesel engine, this thing is pretty smooth and quiet. It starts up really fast too. Ford's done a good job with the new 6.7, because the old diesel engines used to be built by Navistar, and they were kind of problematic, never really that reliable. But this new engine is supposed to fix everything for Ford. And you can see there's a huge commanding view of the road in here. And the vehicle's so wide I can't really reach the other side like I can in my Fit. And this center console is massive. It's huge. You can fit your laptop computer in there, and you got 4 cup holders right here. Anyways, this is the Lariat trim, so it does give you a dual zone automatic climate control. You do get satellite radio. And a pretty decent sound system too. In terms of dashboard materials, for the kind of money they're asking for it, I guess it's all hard plastic in here, which is a little disappointing. That's kind of flimsy, but this is a truck. It's a work truck. You don't really need, people who buy this kind of vehicle don't care about soft touch plastics and whatnot. But they got the touch points right. The armrest here is padded with leather. This is padded right here. The seats are really comfortable, and they have really good thigh support. This is hard plastic right here. The F-150 has now adopted this design where it cuts down. One thing about these F-450s is see how huge the mirrors are, or these Super Duties. You can actually extend them to make them go out. That's pretty cool. And they'll do it at the same time. And then you can also push this down, and they'll fold in, which is really good, considering how wide this vehicle is. It's a little ridiculous. This is pretty much the new gauges. I love the new gauges a lot. It has Ford's new little screen here with the little truck apps, fuel economy. It's averaging 12.4 miles to the gallon right now. The truck apps kind of just shows you the trailer stuff, and then it gives you where the power's going, which way the wheels are turning, kind of how the vehicle's sitting. So it's kind of interesting. Guess I'll show you guys a little bit of rev. It's a pretty quiet engine for a diesel. Surprisingly, it's very quiet. It doesn't sound like that old school bus 7.3 anymore, that's for sure. Diesel engines have gotten very quiet. I guess I can try to show you guys under the hood. My God, that hood is so huge. This is ridiculous. Oh, I'm sure there's a strut. Thank you, there's struts. And I can barely let the hood go all the way up because I'm too short to reach it. But there is the 6.7 liter diesel, and there it goes. The hood goes all the way up, and I am so short I can't really reach it. But wow, there's no space under here for anything. This must be interesting to work on. But it's actually pretty quiet at idle, and look, they even give you a little light there. Huh. Wow, I'm really short. This kind of vehicle does not suit me. The back seat on this car, this is the crew cab, so it does get you a pretty huge back seat. And you still got that padded right there for the armrest. Looks like there's some kind of lockable storage in here, but yeah. These seats should fold up. I don't really feel like demonstrating it right now because I have to release the camera. You do have a power port back there, and you have AC vents, thankfully, back there as well. Now the bed, I believe this one does not have the long bed, and it's not really lined. It's kind of disappointing, but I mean, this is a work truck. Thankfully, it has backup sensors. Something like this, I feel like you really need them. They should not be optional at all. But yeah, this video is getting pretty long because this is such a big car. Or it's not really a car, it's a truck. It's a little ridiculous, but I'll show you guys a little quick test drive. Turn the air conditioning down. Driving this thing is just very awkward. It has a 6-speed automatic too, I think I forgot to mention that. Like, the turning radius on this thing is god-awful. Like, really, you need to make sure you're not... Like, if you're in a tight area, like, I would not bring this car, this truck. But it's amazing, though, how much power the diesel engine actually has, especially once the turbos kick in. It's crazy how much horsepower this thing has. Actually, it makes... I didn't even mention it. It makes 400 horsepower and 800 foot-pounds of torque, which is the most in the class. But the problem is that impressive numbers, but the Super Duty is actually the heaviest. So let me do an acceleration run here. Here you can see that this thing has no problem accelerating. It's crazy how much power this thing has for how big it is, for how heavy it is. It accelerates really well. And it has a really good ride, and then it has the new Ford turn signal things, which I don't really like. How it returns back to your normal position when you pull it, or when you signal. But I mean, check out that view of the road. That is just crazy. You just feel like a king of the road in this thing, and it's so wide. But thankfully, I can still drive it. I do get a little awkward trying to park it though, but just because the turning radius sucks. But I mean, if you buy this kind of truck because you live in the country or the mountains or whatever, not because you live in the city. Like, whoever buys this and drives around the city is an idiot. But anyways, guys, if you're in the market for a Super Duty, I mean, you know that the Super Duty is pretty much one of the best-selling full-size trucks, and it's one of the hardest working ones. I prefer it to all the other two, the Silverado and the Ram. But thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.